I once had a car that was very attractive to someone. I was driving into work one rainy day, alone. When I glanced into the rearview mirror, there was a man sitting in my back seat. I almost wrecked, and he smiled, nodded to me, and vanished. I saw him 3 more times. Same thing every time. It never happened in any other car, before or since. I had a head injury when I was 6 and immediately was standing in a room like a light box. There was no travel towards a light. There was a small window up high showing a neon blue sky and part of a beautiful tree. I felt so completely relaxed, loved, and home. There was a man dressed in all white, and I could feel him say, "Just wait."
Just wait.
When I woke up, I bawled because I had to come back to my loving family and didn't have the option of staying in the place where I truly felt I belonged. This happened in 1964. I had never heard of near-death experiences, and we were not particularly religious. I had never contemplated death or what happens. The other detail I left out is that I could hear children playing and laughing on the other side of the window. Their laughter was pure joy. It was drawing me out there like a magnet. But like the man said,
Just wait.
I was once reading Moby Dick, I think, very late at night, around 2 a.m. Then I heard knocking on my door. I thought it was my parents, so I said out loud, "I'm going to bed in a minute." Knocking again. "Just a minute, really. Only let me finish this part." Louder knocking now. I got out of bed, and while going to the door, I said, "Did something happen or what? Why can't I just go to bed in a minute?" I opened the door, and there was no one there. First thought was, they had the gall to make me get up, and then they run to their room? Pfft. I closed the door, and as soon as I closed it, there was knocking again. My heart stopped. I turned on the light bulb. I was only reading to my bedstand lamp, and just sat there, in bed looking at the door, knocking again. I heard it twice more, and I thought, surely a prank by my brother. The other day I asked where my brother was, and apparently he had stayed at his girlfriend's. My mom didn't seem underslept, neither my dad, nor did they mention anything about it. I didn't ask because I didn't want to give them the chance of, if it was a prank, to gain confirmation that I had indeed heard them. To this day, I have never been able to explain it. I live in a small town in Essex, not too far from Colchester, and I have a couple of friends who live toward Harwich. So I'm no stranger to the A120, A133, and the surrounding country lanes. Usually my wife drives, which means I'm usually gawping out the window. It's always late when we leave our friend's house, so there's not much to see, especially along the country lanes at night. Which is why the white shape I saw along the road caught my eye. Traveling at 60 miles per hour in the dark doesn't give you much time to think, but I instantly registered it as a dog, and I remember thinking, please don't run out in front of us. Which in hindsight makes no sense, as we had already passed it, because at this point, I was seeing it at the side of the road from the passenger window. Anyway, all of this happened so fast, and I didn't mention it to my wife. We weren't going to pull over in the middle of nowhere to look for a lost dog. There was no guarantee we would even find it if we tried. A few months later, we were, yet again, driving home from our friend's house. We were on a different road, one with street lamps, which is why this time it didn't flash by in a blur. What I saw by the side of the road was a bull terrier. It was definitely a bull terrier because I remember how it had a long, round muzzle. If you haven't seen one before, their heads look like a rugby ball with 2 black slits for eyes. They're a very unique breed. What happened next still gives me chills. It's giving me goosebumps just writing this. The dog lifted up its head so that its nose pointed to the sky, and my eyes were drawn to its neck, except there was no neck. There was a face instead, and whatever I was looking at looked right back at me. I swear, our eyes locked. I've never been so frightened for my life. It started to unfurl and get to its feet. That's when I realized it wasn't a dog at all. It was like a small boy curled up into a ball so that its arms and legs looked like a dog does when it's sitting. This is going to sound so stupid, but the only way I can describe it is that it was like seeing a transformer transform. 1 minute it looked like a dog, but as soon as it started to stand up, it became clear it was something humanoid crouched down with all its limbs tucked in. My wife kept driving, and I didn't want to scare her. She still doesn't know about it to this day. Now, whenever we're driving home, I close my eyes and pretend I'm sleeping. Thank you for listening to The Drawlers. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and hit that like button, share with your friends, and come back next time. Goodbye.